You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. Let's go. Thoughts can keep you down, pushing deep until you drown, or they can keep you up strong, focused on the now. Glass half full, or has it been emptied out? Well, that's all up to you and your mind. Do you doubt anything, everything, not a thing? Make my thoughts work for me, manifest what I need, what I want, what I see. I could be anything, I attract all the things that I see. I believe I'll achieve as I breathe in and out again and again. I don't doubt, I sit in a plan and I found out that I can execute. If I'm driven, if I listen, if I learn all the wisdom, read some books, something written, watch the best, teach a system I invest. Never hidden, I ain't scared, ain't no chicken, I take dares. I'll be winning, you get back what you're giving. Find the reason that you're living, what you're good at, all your gifts and what you love. Take a risk and find out what you've been missing, yeah. You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose. You realize deep way under the surface, and like a fire needs coal in the furnace. This is your goal that makes it all worth it. This is your why that gives you your purpose.
Welcome to the Party Pals GRC Mafia. This is definitely going to be a little bit of a different type of stream than we typically do. We are trialing out the vertical live streams. So a lot of people these days are on their mobile devices more than they're on the actual computer. And so we typically don't stream on the weekends, but there's no better way to go through and trial things out than just doing it. So we'll go ahead and see how this works and take it from there. We'll still have the same abilities we have in our normal streams with bringing people up on stage. I think one of the biggest struggles with doing vertical live streaming is going to be screen sharing. So it's going to be a lot more difficult to show presentations or websites and things like that. But still, we have that collaborative aspect where people can come on stage, ask questions, bring comments up, and so forth. Also, just like we typically do on our streams, we're here to break down barriers, foster collaboration and community, working towards a more secure future for everybody. Definitely a learning and growing environment. I have no issue with, dropping the stage link if somebody wants to come up, especially this early in the morning. You do not have to turn on your video. You could just turn on your microphone if you prefer to, or you can stick out in chat and ask questions. What are you guys doing this weekend and so forth? Or otherwise. One of the best places to drop your social media or links, like if you guys have resources or otherwise, is going to be in our Discord server. So you can hop into our Discord server, go over to our live chat channel, and then you could post your social media links, whether that be LinkedIn or otherwise. You can also post other links like resources in there as well. Just don't post anything that you don't want to be public. It's definitely on the internet, live stream, and so forth. If you happen to do so, reach out to me on Discord, LinkedIn, or contact@studygrc.org. And I'm going to go ahead and transition over here. I went ahead and prepared this slide here, this section here. And if we do start doing vertical live streams, then I'll go through and we'll set up a customized background for this and so forth as well. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the Party Pal. I saw B-Dubs hop in, and I am absolutely horrible with names. I've seen you in chat a couple times. I'm going to butcher the name, but Hubie? I'm probably pronouncing it horribly. I'm horrible at names, but good morning. You're welcome to come up if you want to, tell me how to properly pronounce it, but I'll try. Welcome to the Party Pal, C. Allen as well. I know you're a morning person, so I'm not surprised to see you at this hour, but welcome to the Party Pal. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and pop that back up. But yeah, if anybody has any questions or otherwise, or, we could talk NIST. I'll probably go through, and I'm also looking at this on mobile as well, because like I said, we're really going to just trial this out and see how this actually works. Let's see. I feel like this could be a benefit for everybody. Let me see. It's not even letting me open this, actually. That's concerning. Let's see here. All right. Oh, okay. Bam. All right, thank you. That makes it a little bit easier. All right, so all right. I'll do my best to keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm horrible at names in the first place, actually. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and move this over. And then I'll probably pull up like our website and so forth and go through. Like we actually did some pretty interesting stuff recently. Like one of the big things that we ended up doing is Coffee Mafia. And I'm going to drop that in chat. So that is like free coaching is what it really comes down to. There's not really that much out there in the space. There's tons of people that are charging you for their 30 minutes or 45 minutes or 15 minutes. But we are definitely anti-paywall and so forth. So we put together the Coffee with the Mafia, which is a group of currently 8 different people who have went through and selected like hours every week that they're willing to donate to the community and volunteer. You can go through that, links in chat, and anybody can go through and schedule. And one of the different questions that comes up on there is like, what do you need assistance with? Do you need help with road mapping? Do you need help with, you know, projects or a mock project? Or maybe you want to do a mock interview of some sort and take it from there. So there's so much potential with that. And especially since there's nothing else available like that we've seen, we definitely wanted to put together something for the community. I think I finally got this up now. Well, it's definitely working. So the vertical live stream is streaming. So that's a benefit. How does this work? Okay. So there are some limitations because I am using the same software that we typically use. But hopefully it works out well enough. Go ahead and send that as a test message. All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that there for a moment. All right, let me double check this. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. So if you guys have any questions or otherwise, definitely drop that. I'm going to test some of these different options out here as well while we just go through with our very first vertical live stream and see how it goes. All right. So, oh yeah, that's going to be a little bit more difficult. Let's see here. Okay, well, now I'm not talking to myself. Thank you, C. Allen, for letting me know. What I was saying during that period of time is one of the downsides here is with the vertical live streaming that we're trialing out here is with presentations. So showing the website, showing presentations and everything else is going to be more of a struggle. I can make out the text on my mobile device at least, but I could see us using these vertical live streams for more collaboration. Like multiple people can come up, communicate and talk and so forth and actually have conversations more than presentation. Let's see. Nobody needs to feel obligated, but I am going to drop the stage link just to have that available to everybody if you'd like to. We really are just struggle streaming this and testing everything out. So if we do vertical live streams in the future, I'll probably just label it as like, let's talk about NIST and, you know, risk management. All right, let's see. Yeah, so I mentioned the coffee with the Mafia. I'm going to be swapping back and forth with this. But we also updated our website recently as well. On the 2nd, we actually had our Q3 State of Study GRC, where we talked about the new coffee with the Mafia that I was discussing. You could also find that on our website. And we redid the website itself just because previously we didn't really position our offerings that well and the different resources that are provided. And so we kind of repositioned that and put that information on the website, including like our mission, the fact that we're community driven, and we're really working towards that free and accessible information and knowledge, anti-paywall and against barriers as well. That's why, like at the beginnings, we talk about breaking down barriers and fostering collaboration community. So we just went through and updated a lot of the stuff on the site. Coffee with the Mafia, the live stream. So Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central is our primary weekly session. This upcoming Thursday will actually be B-Dubs presenting. And then also our Friday AMA, which is 11 a.m. Central Time, which is every Friday. Those are the 2 weekly commitments that we have at this time for the live streams. And then we also have like the ongoing 60 days of GRC that's publishing at 6 a.m. every weekday as well, which this week I believe starts out on number 46. So day 46 out of 60. Let's see. And then of course we have the Discord community as well. And then we also started a curated news feed. So we set up more customized RSS feeds that actually feed into our Discord server as well. And then we also have our resources page. And I'm going to pull that up too. That's going to be a little bit more difficult to showcase. Let's see how that turns out. Yeah. So I could try to smash this together a little bit, but I'll drop this in chat as well. Our resources page, we are consistently trying to add more and more to. So if you guys have any resources that you guys want added on here, one of the best places is actually inside of our Discord server. But you'll also see on here that there's a option to submit via form. So it's that blue icon that's in the top left there for the submit form. And then you can go ahead and post your recommended resource, the link to it or otherwise, and then also provide some comments on like maybe where it should be posted, or if you have multiple to submit at one time. We have all kinds of different stuff on here, definitely focused on the free to low cost. We have blogs and news feeds. We have some noteworthy stuff. We started adding a couple new categories, like for privacy and plain language. And we're filling out more of the resources based on the certification itself as well. And then at least with the frameworks and standards that's listed there, we additionally have like at least the main page and then some additional sources if we have filled those in yet. Definitely a growing resource itself. Let me see here. But yeah, so that's going to be the biggest struggle point here, is going to be the limitations with vertical live streaming with screen share and presentations. I feel like that's like the majority of what we do is screen sharing and presentation. But hey, I think it would be great because we can open up the stage and bring people up and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and take that down. Oh, there's also that ability too. But still, that's the problem, is that it just doesn't display very well. There's not enough options built in to modify it. So I'm going to take that off. Let me go ahead and pull these other options up. And I'll stick around here as well. I'm going to play around with the vertical live streams. But if you guys have any questions or otherwise, especially within the GRC realm or about Study GRC itself, definitely drop those. I guess I could also play some of this music in the background. Oh, look at that. Alan's even coming up. Welcome to the party, pal.
Hey, morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. I knew you were a morning person.
Okay.
I didn't expect on Sunday, though.
Oh, yeah, the weekends is pretty much where I'm getting up to make sure I don't miss any times during the week. So, yeah, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I try to stick to my early morning schedule 7 days a week. Otherwise, it gets messed up.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's usually my issue on Thursdays because our primary meetings, you know, that doesn't end until like 8 p.m. So that alone screws me up.
It's funny you mentioned I was looking for the calendar. Did that get moved, or did you all just change the format of the calendar?
Yeah, the calendar itself wasn't a really popular thing on there, but you can find it on our resources page.
Okay. Yeah, just happened to see that too. Okay.
Oh, actually, that goes to the wrong section. Now that you mention it, I just pulled it up, and the link on the resources page isn't even correct. But I can update that pretty rapidly. Let's see here. That should be
Yeah,
the
speaking
link.
of resources, there's some other cool stuff that you mentioned too. Like I remember that one resource you mentioned about if you want to contribute to some of the publications, like some of the drafts that's in there. You can go ahead and do it through this certain link. If that's not on here, that'll probably be another good one to add.
Oh, are you talking about like submitting for the NIST drafts?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Update this real quick.
For those that like writing, like me. If not, they know I'll probably be the only one who like that type of resource.
Yeah, so I just updated that link on the resources page, but also I'm dropping it in chat. So that's the direct link to our calendar. And then you can also subscribe to that in the bottom left corner. But yeah, that's actually something that a lot of people don't seem to realize is that through the NIST drafts, you can go through and submit for comments. So all of the NIST documentation is published as a draft, and then it's open for comment. And I can go through and try to show it here. I don't know how well it's going to work, but I'll also drop the link to this as well. So on this NIST page here, this is all of the open documents that are in draft right now. And then, you know, like one of these here is Foundations of Cybersecurity Activities for IoT Product Manufacturers. There's one on 5G network security design, semiconductor manufacturing profile. There's also 818. Wow, is that in? I think that is still open for draft. Which is developing security, privacy, and cybersecurity supply chain risk management plans. And so you can go through and you can take a look at the draft itself. And then if you have any recommendations, maybe they missed something, maybe something doesn't sound right, or otherwise, you can actually email them. Let me see if this is even, yeah, you can't even see it on here. But let me see if I zoom in. Yeah, you could barely see the email right there. They post an email on the actual web page itself that you can submit your comments to. And then if they utilize your comments, then you can get credit for that. I kind of consider it like a CVE comparison. Are you looking at any of the different NIST documents that are in draft right now?
Yeah, I was. Yep. I'll try to do that every 2 weeks just to see if I can contribute to that and get credit if I can. But if not, at least I'm reading about staying on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they have quite a bit that's actually in there right now. So, cryptography. I mean, 818 is probably what would interest me the most for developing security, privacy, and cybersecurity supply chain. So, but yeah, they post stuff for draft all the time.
Yeah, I was looking to see if there was a way to get an alert for that, but at least I couldn't figure it out.
I think so. You can subscribe to their actual feed somehow. Let me see. So NIST does have feeds and so forth, and you can get notified for drafts. The problem is that it's not always like cybersecurity. So they, of course, NIST does a lot of other things, and so like, oh wow, there's another one here. Small business cybersecurity non-employer firm. That's in draft as well, as of May. But yeah, I'll have to find that again. Oh yeah, okay. So at the very top of that page, so that link that I had dropped, this one right here for the drafts open for comment, at the very top of that page, you can see RSS feed. And so you can subscribe to the RSS feed, but they don't have like an email feed itself.
Is that the RSS/Atom?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
you could throw that into like a feed reader of some sort, and run it through like your news feed or otherwise. Yeah, and Cam mentions there is a topic-specific email alerts. I think it's on their page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that includes the drafts, though. I'm not... I mean, honestly, it would be a good idea for their email newsletter options to have one for just drafts.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome to the party, pal, Cam. We're just, you're probably just now tuning in and so forth. We're just testing out the vertical live streams. It's something to where, I just want to see how it works and so forth. And maybe it'll be a good option moving forward in the future, at least as an addition. One of the cool things with the vertical live streams is we could still invite people up on stage and have that collaborative aspect. Just presentations and screen sharing is pretty rough.
Yeah, that's all I want to get on, see if I can help out, show how I can help, or at least show you how it will look. How do you think about it so far? There's two of us. Does it look good on your? Are you using your computer or using the phone?
I'm using the computer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm using the same software that we use for all of our other streams, and it has the capability for the vertical live streaming. So, that's a benefit, but they're like, I don't know. It's just it's a different experience. So, and then it'll go through and recommend to other people and so forth differently. So like people who watch more shorts content will be recommended this more. And I find this to be more of a collaborative aspect than the long form that we have. So. We also have a NIST feed in the Discord server too, if you guys were not familiar with that. So with that news, curated news inside of our Discord server, you can opt in. If you go to channels and roles at the very top, you can opt in to unlock news feeds, and then that unlocks multiple channels that has curated news feeds. We have articles and blogs, we have YouTube channels, we have NIST feeds, and then also podcasts as well. I do recommend muting the articles and blogs if you do opt in for it, just because it posts like several hundred articles a day. The other ones aren't too noisy, but like with the articles and blogs channel, I even mute that, and then I just go through every so often, a couple times a day, and skim through it to see if there's anything that pops out. I'm actually checking to see now if that NIST feeds channel includes any of the draft potential. I don't see any drafts mentioned in the NIST feeds channel yet. Let's see. Yeah, and Cam mentions that it's just a general email blast. I knew that it had email itself isn't topic specific.
Yeah, maybe I'll shoot them an email to ask them if they would consider that.
Send that in for comment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they already have newsletters. So, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing to have it for the drafts. Let's see here. So what's new? Any recent wins or otherwise? Are you drinking your coffee still?
Oh yeah, man. If I figure out a little hack, I would freeze my coffee at night and then take it out in the morning. Have my iced coffee with undiluted coffee. So that's been working out.
I'm not really an iced coffee type of person. I prefer the hot coffee, but
Yeah, in the wintertime, yeah, I definitely switch back. Like I like the hot chai tea lattes that I figured out too. But during the summer and fall, it's all iced. Everything. Iced matcha, iced chai teas, iced coffee, all of it.
yeah, I might take that into consideration if I touch grass more often. Yeah, like I walked out of the house the other day and like my lawn is way taller than it should be. And like the last time I recall, it was like maybe 2 or 3 inches. And then I walk outside and it's like over 6 inches. And I'm like, yeah, I need to get outdoors more often.
I can see that, especially if you got the rain like we got over here in the Midwest. It's just insane. Just every other day, storming, tornadoes. Now it's just rain, just everything. So yeah, I can see that happening.
I mean, we're practically neighbors. I'm just over here in North Dakota. Yeah, we actually had some pretty bad tornadoes recently. Thankfully, that moved north of me, but yeah. Welcome to the party, pal, Sierra. If you're just hopping in and so forth, pretty much what we're doing is just testing out the vertical live streaming. So I could see it has a couple downsides on presentations and screen sharing, but I do find it interesting because a lot of people do use their mobile devices, and we could still add people on stage and so forth and have that collaborative aspect. So these vertical live streams might be something to where we just do randomly, or maybe throw it in a couple times a week just as a quick, community catch up kind of thing, rather than doing a full form, wide live stream when we're not presenting and so forth. Let's see. Yeah, and like I was born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona, so we didn't have any issues with tornadoes. I didn't have any exposure to that until moving up here.
Oh, really?
And,
yeah, same.
And then I watched that movie Twisters, and then I was like, oh yeah, like tornadoes are actually a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to stay away from the states that actually have them, but now they're starting to develop almost anywhere now.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's weird with the screen sharing portion, because that's usually what I do there. Let me actually check my news feed and see. Maybe I could pull an article out or something like that. Another thing we could do too is I don't think I have it set up right now, but I want to do another video going through and showcasing that AI job interview, job mock interview.
Oh, yeah, okay. That'd be nice.
Yeah, and I've done it a couple times now during our Thursday meetings, showcasing how you do it, on how you throw the job description and then company information in, and then you prompt it in such a way to do mock interviewing with the conversational voice features. and it comes out really well. I just haven't made a dedicated video just for that. I think this would be a pretty good format to try that out. We actually have quite a few different recommendations recently. Cam not only is posting a bunch of stuff about 853, but then also posted his part 2 for AI hallucinations. Are you still in chat, Cam? Because I have a recommendation for you. I think you need to do a part 3 if you don't already have that lined out.
I'm going to have to catch up on that.
Yeah, let me pull up his channel too, and I'll drop that in chat. He has some really awesome content. There's another shout out too with Cybersecurity Dojo. So this is the first one I want to mention. So Cybersecurity Dojo, awesome channel and so forth. One of the best. That is definitely more cybersecurity focused. However, if you head on over to their playlists, he's gone through and made a threat and vulnerability management playlist and a GRC playlist as well, which gives a really good like overview starting point on those topics. And I think he really explains the threat and vulnerability management very well, especially. And then we also have Cam here. Go ahead and pull that up. And like I said, Cam's been posting more about like 850 family groups and so forth. But he's got a lot of other content too. And then did the AI hallucinations recently. I have so many channels that I'm subscribed to. I didn't even realize how out of hand that's gotten now. Yeah, and so then here is Cam's channel. So he just recently posted the part 2 for AI hallucinations, where he's actually going through on part 1 and part 2 explaining what they are and how they function and what's actually moving around in the background there. What I was going to recommend... Yeah, no issues, Cam. What I was going to recommend is I watched both part 1 and part 2, and I think you should do a part 3 if you haven't planned it out already on how to limit the hallucinations, and you could provide like an actual example showcasing like how the prompting works and providing example output and so forth to minimize the hallucination. I think that would really add to that series.
Did you just put the link in the chat?
Yeah. So it's in chat there. You should be able to see the chat on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. The last thing that I'm seeing right now is GRC Mafia from Restream.io. You
might have to scroll up.
Oh, it's an up feature. Okay, never mind. I thought I was scrolling down.
Let me pull this back up. Yeah, and then there's also a third one to mention too. So also LSEC. So LSEC, which is supposed to be for low security. This is also another really awesome channel. It's a significantly different. So he definitely has like a GRC related background, very heavy on the government side of things as well. And he's been posting an entire series about geopolitics and warfare and so forth, like tactics and geopolitical standpoints. Some really interesting content. And then Cam does mention here also just went on NIST. So if you enter an email address for subscribing updates and create, it does have an option to select specific topics, but not sure if it sticks to just those in email though. Yeah, I know you could subscribe to particular topics. I just don't remember seeing one for drafts only. Part 3 is in the works. Define, detect, and then defend, which will be more of a walkthrough / actual tools showcase. Bam. Are you going to pivot that to local LLM setup? Out of curiosity, Alan, what AI model have you worked with? Like, do you have a particular favorite, or have you played with the local stuff yet?
Uh, no, just besides the ones that you shared, not anything out the ordinary.
I was just kind of curious. It seems like people get pretty dead set on what they're used to, whether that be Chat GPT or Perplexity or Claude or Gemini.
No, so I try to use them all just to see what response I would get and see where they're pulling from. I think I would lean on like ChatGPT, just because that does do a little more digging. And Perplexity, if I just need like some type of analysis done, then I'll use it for that. And Claude, I tried to use Claude a few times, but it just didn't produce anything that I was like, okay, this is not helpful. So, but I'm keeping it in my wheelhouse just to, just in case they update it and just stuff like that, or just find a good use for it. But yeah, I
Yeah.
use a variety of all of them.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fair. Well, and so like I use primarily Gemini, but I am moving a lot more of my like agents and custom prompts to local language models just because like if I can run it locally, I might as well. So I'm not dependent on, an online model like Gemini as much. Um, so there's that, but then also like I take full advantage of the free features. So
Mm.
like I think like Perplexity is really useful, but I never use it more than 3 times a day. So I run within the free features on that. Same thing with like Grok has some benefits. Like Grok is more unlocked than other models, but I just run off of the free tier because I stay within that free tier limits. I don't really use ChatGPT though. Um, I think it's really good at formatting, but I also don't do image generation. So that's like a big thing that a lot of people seem to use ChatGPT for is images.
Oh yeah, I don't think I ever used it. Probably if I did, probably not as much. Probably like less than a handful for imaging creating. But yeah, no. I need to try out Grok. I've been meaning to add that and see how it can help me out with my day to day.
Yeah, the main way that I use Grok is, well, first of all, they have a schedule feature. So even on the free tier, you can go through and actually schedule, I think it's 2 different commands a day that will auto run. So like you
Mm.
can have it check a certain web page for changes or check for news updates on certain websites or whatever, and then you can have it actually email you or send you like a notification. Um, and I believe it's limited to 2 scheduled things a day. But then they also have projects, which is also on the free tier, and their limits are pretty good. But the best thing I love about Grok is it's more unlocked. So like if I want to ask it more defined questions and so forth, like a lot of these other models, they won't talk about malware analysis or you know DFIR or hacking type of stuff and so forth because they're told not to. Whereas Grok is way more unlocked and it's more willing to talk about those types of topics.
So would you put that like in your top two, top three?
Yeah. My main go-tos is Gemini number 1, local AI number 2, and then I would probably say Grok is my third. So
Oh, local. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one yet.
yeah, so I run local models, which like there's multiple different ones. So LM Studio is what I use. Um, Here, I'm gonna post this in chat too. So LM Studio runs on any platform, and it allows you to run different AI models on your own device offline, and you could run some pretty powerful stuff. Like even on like even on like a cheap computer, like you can actually run some of these different models, um, and then it doesn't have to actually run through the internet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Quinn is. So one of my favorites, I think it's Quinn 1.7 billion from Unsloth. I'm putting this in chat too. So that's one of the local models that I use the most. And they also have like an uncensored version too, that once again, isn't as restricted. And then Llama is also very popular. So, yeah, LM Studio I think is a great resource. It makes it extremely easy. You can go through and do it from command line and set up Llama, different models and so forth through the command line. But one of the biggest benefits with LM Studio is anybody can go through and set up local AI with no experience. Like you just install the application. There's no coding or command line or anything. It's all within the actual interface itself.
Oh, and that's definitely up my warehouse then.
Yeah, it's very very straightforward. And one of the huge benefits with LM Studio is you can go through and you could set up different chats. And for each chat, you can set the system prompt itself. And so that's how I make my own agent. So I can set up a system prompt that says, hey, you are an assistant who, goes through and anything that's submitted to you, you format it in Markdown. And then I use just that chat to format things in Markdown, for an example. So one of the most recent agents that I was setting up for local AI too is for task prioritization. That's like a huge struggle point for me, is like, what do I spend my time on? And so that system prompt basically outlines like, hey, I will give you my list of tasks for the day, and then it's up to you, and then you need to develop questions in order to figure out and assign priority to these tasks. So yeah, and Cam has tried LM Studio, it sounds like. Also, like another really cool thing, what is the name of this app? So there's also an open source app you can install on your phone too. Let me pull this up. So it's called Pocket Pal. Pocket Pal AI. And they do have it for Apple as well. But I'll go ahead and drop this in chat too. And so this is an open source app that you can install on Android or iOS. And you can actually download the exact same models onto your mobile phone as well and run it on your mobile phone. I will say that if you run anything too intensive, it does kill your battery horribly. And it also notifies you and says, hey, this is too big to run on your device and so forth as well. But you can also make agents and everything else through that app as well. And then that runs locally too. So you don't have, one of the downsides with running local AI is unless you do connect it to the internet, which you can with other third-party apps, it doesn't have real-time information.
Now, do you think that'll be a better or equal app? So not app, but the other one that you're talking about, the other AI agent that you can create. I think the name was like Tasks something. I've been meaning to go back to it.
Tascade?
Yeah.
So Tascade is a platform that has a bunch of different AI agents and so forth. And it's more of like a project management. It's kind of like Asana. And it's for like project management and collaboration. And then they have tons of AI and AI agents and so forth built into it. It's a pretty cool service. They did increase their prices significantly. But like I'm more focused on moving to local because honestly, I see like in the next 5 to 10 years, more things are going to be local based than in the cloud. And the main reason I see that happening is because it takes so much power and money to operate these models. Like, I don't think OpenAI has actually turned a profit because of their $20 plan. So And there just seems to be way more of a push on running local models, not only for security and so forth, but just because it's more cost effective too. So in 5 to 10 years, I think it's going to be a lot more common. Like even the mobile devices we buy nowadays, a lot of the AI is done on device, like for image generation and editing and so forth.
Yeah, I can see that, especially if the financial aspect of it's going to be more of a, it's going to dictate how they can do that in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just going to be cheaper to do stuff locally than to have it in the cloud. Like when some of the mobile devices first came out, like some of the first generations of like Google Pixel, they were running like the video or the image editing in the cloud. But then Google found out like, oh, wait, this is like really expensive and it's not something we could actually do long term. So then they moved it to local. Like my Samsung device, like when I remove something from an image, it's running that on device. It's not using cloud resources for that. There's also like the recording app for Samsung as well. It has transcription. So if I record audio through that recording app, then it transcribes my audio automatically locally as well. So
I found so much use in that nowadays. I mean, I use Otter and everything else I can find. It's so helpful.
there's actually a dictation app that I ended up making. Let me pull it up here. So there's several different, I highly recommend anybody watching, definitely join our Discord server. Every Thursday, which is our primary live streams, we on Thursdays we have the badge hunters. So if you attend our Thursday sessions, then you have the opportunity to get our weekly GRC Mafia badge, which unlocks a badge hunters channel, and then also a golden finds channel. And one of the biggest benefits to that is, like I've posted some different apps in there. Let me see. And one of those is a dictation app. And I'll actually post it in chat and so forth for you guys to check out. But where is it? And so what the dictation app does is literally you go through and you can record on your computer or on your phone audio, and then it'll auto transcribe and then even provide you the exact transcription, but then it'll also provide you notes based on that transcription as well. So let me go ahead and publish this. And one of the best benefits with this is that like it's through Gemini's API, and so it doesn't save any of the information itself. It's not used for training data. But here, I'll drop this. Are you looking at the YouTube chat? So I just posted the link itself in chat. I definitely check that out. Like, yeah, you should test it because like it actually works really, really well in my opinion.
All right, let me look at it now.
Yeah, I like, that's my biggest thing. That's why I chose Gemini over ChatGPT, is because one of the biggest AI features I use is the conversational feature. So I prefer talking than typing out long prompts and so forth. And it's the same thing with taking notes. Like it's way easier for me to go through and do audio transcription than it is to go through and type out my entire thought process. So it's pretty common that I'll go to this app here and I'll just record my audio, and I'll just, you know, outline and brain dump like, oh, I have to do this today. I got to respond to this person. I got to do more research on this. And then it'll format everything into a task list automatically for me.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, welcome to the Party Pal, AB. We are just testing out the vertical live streams and so forth. A couple of the downsides is screen sharing is pretty horrible. Doing presentations isn't really possible. However, I do love the fact that we can still go through and have the collaboration feature and bring people up on stage and so forth. A large majority of people do watch vertical, so, and from mobile device, and so definitely looking for community feedback as well. This is definitely something to where we could have a couple pop-up vertical live streams a week, and you know, like a coffee meetup kind of thing.
Yeah, especially if it's like a Thursday or Friday, like last time. I said, "Oh, it's a day I can join. Let me jump on real quick."
Right.
Oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, and inside of our Golden Finds and Badge Hunters channels, there's a couple other apps that I also published in there. There's one that's for plain language, and then there's also another one, trying to scroll up to it, a policy generator as well, that you could actually upload like your existing policies, type in your company name, and then it provides you a sample output and so forth for policy generation. And then the plain language, if you guys aren't familiar, on our resources page, we do have a plain language section on the far right-hand side. So there's plainlanguage.gov, and I'm going to actually pull that up here.
Yeah, were you sharing, Chris?
No, I'm not. I don't have it
Oh, okay.
sharing. Yeah, the screen share is pretty bad.
Oh, okay.
But,
I thought you said something about moving it. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, so there's plainlanguage.gov, and there's an actual Plain Language Act for the federal government that dictates different types of guidelines that government agencies have to follow for plain language. So that way it's understandable to the general public and so forth, so it's not legalese. And I strongly recommend, if you haven't looked into it, definitely take a look at it. They have free training resources and everything else too. If you do any type of policy development or otherwise, like plain language is like an absolute necessity these days. But even just standard communications, like understanding the plain language guidelines makes things so much easier.
This sounds like the perfect consulting opportunity if they have something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff through plain language. And they have an awesome webinar, webinar series as well. It's like a 6-part that walks you through the whole thing. Let's see. Yeah, and Cam says plain language is a frequent visit for me. Also, like when I go through, like I use my plain language app all the time, which is the one that I shared in the Badge Hunters channel, just to make things clearer, because like I have a horrible knack at going through and like putting tons of information or not explaining things very well. So then I'll use the plain language app to help clarify things. But then also I actually downloaded the plain language guidelines, and I'll actually upload that into AI when I prompt it, and I'll be like, you know, follow the plain language guidelines when you respond to me, kind of thing. So yeah, what do you guys think about the vertical live streaming itself? Do you guys think that this is something that we should probably do? It has its limitations, that's for sure.
Well, I know I'm open to it, especially on like my way to work in the mornings. That would definitely be helpful for me.
Yeah, I don't really use my mobile device that much, and that's one reason why we haven't done this in the past. And it doesn't look like I can do polls on here either. So I was going to do a poll to see, you know, if you guys are if you guys are watching on mobile, or you guys want to see more of this, definitely drop it in chat, because I can't do a poll apparently, and I definitely want to get some community feedback on that. Let me pull this up on desktop and see if I can do it from the desktop side. I think it's not a bad thing to, like, it's not going to hurt us by doing this. But it's a lot different type of content. This is more of like a one-on-one or small group talking type of thing. Oh yeah, I can do a poll from desktop actually. So bam. All right, let's see how that looks on mobile then. So from the desktop, I can do a poll. Oh yeah, okay. So the poll does go through on mobile. I just can't start the poll from mobile. Bam. All right. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and let that run for a while. I don't know how long I'll stick around here, but yeah.
Where the polls show up at?
So it shows up at the bottom. If you're on mobile, it pops up at the very bottom and you just click on it. It just says poll.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. And
Yeah,
I'm
if
not
you're
having any luck
watching,
right now.
yeah, no worries. Yeah, if you're watching the live stream on mobile, then you can go through and click on poll at the bottom. Cam says, I like the vertical. I do use mobile a bit. I still think I prefer the desktop, but for community/hangout Mafia meetups, I like it. Shout out the benefit during your commute. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what Alan was saying, is that it would be beneficial during commute. Oh, yeah, thanks for popping in, AB, and so forth. GRC Mafia. Yeah, you have a great day, AB. It looks like you got to jump out and so forth, but yeah, thanks for popping in. Yeah, we'll go through and see about the whole vertical aspect and so forth. We can't really present during it or screen share that well with it, but it does provide the ability for, you know, just to hang out. So, and that seems to be, like I said, I don't use my mobile very often, actually. I have like 4 hours of screen time a week. Yeah.
I'm like 4 times, maybe 10 times that.
There's weeks where I have like an hour of screen time. I'm always at the desktop. So, yeah. The only time I really use my mobile is like if I'm out of the house. Like, otherwise, I don't really use my mobile device at all. Like, I might check notifications first thing in the morning, but then I immediately move over to the desktop. So, yeah, I have maybe 4 hours a week.
Do you do like that link from your phone to the computer too? Because I know some people used to do that.
No.
No? Oh, okay.
No.
Wow.
I barely even have apps on my phone. I basically just have YouTube, Discord, and Signal are like the only things I have on my phone. Let's see. Yeah, and then we got 4 votes in so far. Yeah, and see, like, we actually have 3 of the 4 are saying verticals are cool, but not sold, which is interesting. Yeah, I just wanted to give it a go and see. But let me drop this again, too. You got any plans for the remainder of your weekend?
Work on the house. Then another meeting. A couple more meetings later on today.
Bam, working on the weekend?
Oh yeah. Yeah, like I say, I'm like my weekends sometimes to catch up on some other things that I'm working on.
10 out of 10 do not recommend. But no, I get it. I'm always doing something. Even when I say
think
that I'm not going
you
to.
work more than me. Yeah. You were just on the other group too, so I know your hours were insane.
Let's see. Cam says, is your phone a rotary? It should be. Honestly, I wish I could get rid of my mobile phone actually, because I mean, I do have to pay, a monthly service fee and everything else, and I barely use it. But the downside is like I'm in rural North Dakota. So like that's the main reason I have a mobile phone, is because if I break down in the middle of nowhere, like it could be a 5 or 6 mile walk to the next house.
Jeez.
So like that's the main reason why I have a mobile phone. But I do have a decent device. It's the Samsung S24 Ultra. So I've had Verizon for years, so it was like a free upgrade. Also, we mentions, I think the times I actually am using the phone, I'm in a position to not look at the screen like driving. Yeah. Yeah, no
that's a
worry,
good
Cam.
point.
Yeah, no worry, Cam. Have a great rest of your weekend and so forth. GRC Mafia. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, that's like what Cam was saying too, because you mentioned it first on the fact that like verticals would be primarily beneficial like while commuting.
Mm-hmm. But I think what I started using, like that Brave browser, you can use YouTube, but also turn your phone off and still hear what's going on. I love that feature. I'm not sure if you still do it with the YouTube app. I'm sure you can, but I've discovered that the browser that I like or use is the same way.
Brave is amazing, especially
Yes,
on
it
mobile
is.
because of the filters that it has.
Yep. So I was like, oh, Brave is amazing. So I'll just keep that. So yeah, if I'll use that, then when I go back to the office, get to my desk, and I'll just open it back up at that time. But I can still listen. That's what I love about it.
Yeah. Yeah, Brave is awesome. I think I actually have a video for that too. So yeah, if you guys haven't swapped over, like I think a lot of people still use like Firefox and so forth. Like I've heard so many different things, especially recently around the privacy realm for Firefox. And there's a lot of bad things about Brave too, because they throw a bunch of garbage in there for like Web3 and crypto wallet and so forth. But I do have this video on setting up Brave, and the main reason I did that is because the initial install of Brave, it looks horrible because they throw all of that stuff at you. But then in this video here that I'm going to drop in chat, I walk through on how you disable all of that stuff and make it just a lot cleaner. It has some powerful features. Like my favorite thing is it has what they call Brave Leo, which is a built-in AI in the browser, and you can connect that to local models as well. So
That'd be useful. I have not used that one yet, but I've been meaning to. But that's good to know.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So like when I'm on a web page, I could just open up Brave Leo in the sidebar, and then I could prompt it and ask it questions about the web page I'm on, like, extract just the services that this company provides or whatever. And then I can have it to where it only goes through my own local model. So yeah, and we're coming up. Oh, we're actually over an hour now. So if you guys have any questions or otherwise, definitely drop that. I have absolutely no problem sticking around. We are just trialing out the vertical future for YouTube to see, how we could leverage this for community benefit, fostering collaboration in community. But yeah, this was really just like thrown together. I just scheduled this out this morning to give it a go and give it a try here. So, but yeah, definitely ask any questions you have. Check out the website and the Discord server. Like the Discord server is the best place outside of our live streams. Of course, Thursday at 6 p.m. Central and then Friday at 11 a.m. Central. Those are our primary weekly streams. And then we have the ongoing 60 days of GRC going on right now as well, which is published every morning at 6 a.m. Weekdays.
Well, I think that's all I have, Chris. I'm going to get me another coffee and do another round of work.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, thanks for hopping on, and good luck with your work on a Sunday and your meetings.
I appreciate it. All right, so I'll talk to y'all later.
Yeah, GRC Mafia. Let me see here. I'm going to go ahead and start some music in the background here for a moment. We'll probably bring this to an end here in a few minutes. I'm going to go through. Let me know if that music's too loud too. I have it turned down quite a bit there. But yeah, that's quite a few different resources that I dropped in chat. We talked about the new website that we have and testing out the vertical live streams. Let me drop the website there as well. I also shared that dictation app, which is the speech to text. So that's something that I previously only published in the Badge Hunters channel in Discord. But definitely feel free to check it out, give it a run. One of the biggest benefits is you could record audio and then it'll go through and provide you the raw transcription, but then also the polished notes from the transcription itself. And that's something I use almost on a daily basis, just to brain dump everything into one go, and then it'll transcribe it all into clean notes for me. Let's see here. And then I'm going to go ahead and end this poll here. So we do have four votes in total. 3 people say that, I'm going to go ahead and end it there, and it should throw it in chat. So 75% says verticals are cool, but not sold. It's probably something we'll trial again and so forth. I see the main benefit with the verticals being just more collaboration aspect, to where people can come up, we can have a coffee chat or otherwise, Q&A, AMA style or otherwise. But yeah, the presentations, that's primarily what we've done up to this point, is doing presentations, screen sharing, and on verticals, that's just not really that great of an experience. And then also our resources page is another really good spot too. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and bring this to an end. Check out those resources in chat there. And then also, if you guys are watching this on Team Replay, drop it in the comments on whether or not you guys want to see more of this type of content and so forth. Do you guys want to see more of the vertical live streams? It is something we could implement, but we definitely want to get some community feedback on what your guys' thoughts are. There are those downsides as mentioned on, it's really just talking and Q&A and so forth, and not really presentation, which is, like I said, what we typically do. But yeah, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. GRC Mafia, I'll catch you guys in Discord and see you guys throughout the week.